Finally, this show decides to use some of its $212 million budget in this episode. Hello everyone, this is Icy Abyss here, and today we are going to talk about Secret Invasion episode 4. And wow, does it feel like each episode is shrinking in length. This started off as an hour long each episode, and now we have a 30-minute episode. But you know what, I'm okay with that. The less I have to watch this show, the better. This episode starts with Emilia Clarke coming back to life immediately. Because she died in the last episode, it's like they didn't even give a single flying shingle about this character's death. No mystery, no nothing, straight to Frankenstein with you. But what are you going to do? Everyone knew she was going to come back to life, and even the writers didn't humor it by playing it for too long. She dies and then comes back to life. Apparently she did a quick little lab experiment on herself before she left the hideout. I mean, what are powers, I think if you sneeze in a Marvel universe you would get powers. The Sneeze Man across the Sneeze universe. New Marvel character there for you. Anywho, after coming back to life, Emilia Clarke goes to see her dad, Talos. Emilia Clarke asks Talos if he has a plan, and of course Talos has a plan. The only problem being that it's not a very good one. Nay, it's an absolute garbage one. So his plan is to go to the president and tell him, hey, I am a shape-shifting Skrull. I have been here for 30 years along with a million more of us. Also, some radicals of us are going to start a World War III, so can you give me a good home to live? I'll work for you, man. Obviously, Emilia Clarke is disappointed and she decides to leave. And that's the last we see her of in this episode. Later, Varra, Nick Fury's wife, meets with fake Rhodey who asks her to kill Nick Fury. And well, this being a show that wants to remind us in every goddamned episode that Nick Fury is weak and useless and a coward and an old, weak and can't do any crap and aging, bearded, nobody, useless idiot, they do it all over again. Where Varra says that he's not worth killing because Nick Fury is, well, what I just said earlier. I'm not going to say it again. And Rhodey tells her to kill Nick Fury anyway, and while this was happening, Nick Fury was listening in on the conversation. It almost felt like he was about to cry there, but I guess that wouldn't be out of character for Nick Fury now. Every male Marvel character has cried by now, so yeah, I guess Nick Fury can join the ranks. Varra goes home and Nick Fury is home as well, making tea. Long story short, they shoot guns but not aiming at each other, and they reconcile. Varra also explains the story of the woman she's impersonating, which I don't think is important to the overall plot, so I'm just going to skip it. Also, there's a weird scene where Varra asks Nick Fury whether he would have loved her in her own Skrull skin, and Nick Fury just stares at her and then leaves, then stops and looks back at her and says, I guess we'll never know. I really don't know what to make of this scene. Like, what was the point? What did it convey? Can someone explain? Really? Anyway, speaking of weird scenes, there's another one for you. There's a Skrull shower scene. I think a female Skrull is impersonating Rhodey. I mean, I can't tell by looking at the Skrull faces, just assuming from the fact that they don't show the chest area of the Skrulls. So yeah, there you go people. Marvel always gives you what you want, a hot steamy Skrull shower scene. Just what you've always wanted. Then fake Rhodey comes out of the shower and there is Nick Fury sitting in his living room with an expensive bottle of whiskey or whatever, I don't know. Fury offers the drink to Rhodey and asks for his job back. Rhodey says no and blackmails him with the video of Fury shooting Maria Hill and takes the wine bottle and politely asks Fury to leave. The scene cuts to Fury sitting in the car with Talos. Fury explains that there is a liquid tracker in that whiskey, which I find a bit odd. Like, what if fake Rhodey decides to take a piss and that liquid is out of his system? Does that mean that he can't be tracked anymore? Kind of a useless gadget, cause maybe you can track someone for like 6 or 12 hours, depends on how often your mark takes a piss. Anywho, Fury tracks fake Rhodey to Russia where US President has just landed. That's where Gravik comes in a helicopter and attacks the convoy, making it look like Russian soldiers are attacking the US President. He blows up several cars and the President's car also falls upside down. A lot of action in this scene. So remember when I said that the last 3 episodes of this show better be action packed to the brim? Yeah, they do add some action. It's not much, doesn't last too long, but hey, it's much better than the drag that were the last 3 episodes. Anyways, Nick Fury also shows up there to help as well. Talos tries to break the bulletproof glass by punching on it and gets shot. He starts turning back into his scroll form but still somehow manages to free the president. Fury takes the president into his car. He looks back to see a soldier helping Talos and Nick Fury somehow figures out that it is actually Gravik and shoots him. Gravik immediately heals and stabs Talos and runs away. Nick Fury looks at Talos' body and decides to leave it to save the president. That's mostly where this episode ends. Bit shorter than the previous episodes, sure, but it had some more action, so I think that definitely makes up for it. But honestly, it really bugs me that the previous episode didn't have much action at all. I think She-Hulk had more action than this show, which is an absolute shame, because this show needs to be filled to the brim with action. And don't confuse me when I say action, I don't mean big CGI Marvel action, just people fighting and guns and spy drama. That would have been really cool, but it's really disappointing that they can make a dull show in this genre. I mean, it's not bad per se, but it's not good either. I actually have a good video planned on this topic that I'll be making after I'm done reviewing this show, so look forward to that. Also, I really hope that Talos stays dead though. It would be really disappointing to see him come back to life after they killed one character in the previous episode and brought her back to life. So yeah, I think this is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, it's time for a goodbye.